Today is Halloween. I'm dressing as the main character from Perfect Days, a film about a man who finds contentment in his days while working cleaning public restrooms. Tomorrow is my birthday. I've been dreading this day since my last birthday. I know it's not true, but it feels like the death of all my hopes and dreams. Lol. My siblings say it's unacceptable to say lol out loud, but technically I'm reading from a written text. But anyway, I thought I'd celebrate by getting a day pass to the fancy gym to swim laps, since I have meetings on my real birthday. I haven't taken good care of myself this year. I've gone to the gym one other time. I've been working a lot. My body is screaming it is not a machine. And despite what the world may believe, I do not exist solely for labor. So these 2 hours for health are important to me. In 2 weeks, I found out if I have cancer in my foot. At my last appointment with the specialist, he walked in and said, "I don't like the look of this at all," and then brought in 2 other doctors for second opinions. I don't think you're supposed to talk like that in front of patients, but I thought it would be a good idea to try and do all my favorite active things before the next appointment in case I need surgery. So I'm planning some perfect days. I swim. 2 days before the Halloween swimming day, I came here to get what I needed. I moved out of my old apartment in May. That day, I did 83 flights of stairs, and I slept 0 hours because there was no time. More than physically, I'd say that day was spiritually exhausting. At the end of it, though, my old roommate and her husband stopped by to take out my trash when I could physically not do another stair, and that was one of the kindest things anyone's ever done for me. But that apartment is now packed away in this storage unit. It was only supposed to be for 3 months, but I very randomly lost the place I was moving into and also randomly lost my income for a hot minute. So now it'll be 9 months at least. So I'm staying at an acquaintance's place. I am so tired of rearranging these boxes. I cannot find my swim towel. My boss keeps slacking me and texting me about urgent things, but my body is urgent. I quickly realize I cannot muscle perfect days. I will take what I can get. I play tennis. The first time I thought I might have cancer was right before my senior year of college. For weeks, my foot was getting super swollen, and by the 4th of July, it really hurt to walk. I was limping around like Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. And a group of my friends, that included my pre-crush, were going back to my apartment to hang out on the roof. And walking back there was so painful, but I couldn't hail a taxi because I didn't want this guy that I maybe liked to think I was high maintenance. But after that day, I finally went to see a doctor about it, and he was kind of like the doc from Back to the Future and was rambling about taxes and healthcare and a bunch of stuff. And I remember really liking him for that reason. But then he said something about me needing to get an MRI to rule out cancer. So then I just limped to the Highline, stressed about health insurance, and sat there alone and cried, thinking about how hard my dad worked for our family and how I'd never been asked to dance at a party or tried white wine. Lol. I go dancing with a friend, but there's not really much dancing going on tonight. I think this event has kind of turned into like a hipster thing for social media. I will go dancing by myself, on my own. The second time I thought I might have cancer was in 2020. I had to get a biopsy as the world was shutting down, and I was terrified that I may be an asymptomatic COVID carrier and infect some immunocompromised person at the hospital. My doctor was very kind. After the procedure, I went back to my office, bleeding into my bra with an ice pack hidden in my sweater. I still have those ice packs. When the biopsy results came back negative, I wept. Not so much from gratitude, but more from the pressure of being okay. Like, I felt like I was being indicted by life to, like, do more or, like, be better, but I felt like I couldn't. Like, I was already so exhausted. Lol. Except not lol. I cried a lot. My roommate heard me. It was embarrassing. Now I think I'd be okay though. Like, cancer is very common. I know a lot of people who have had cancer. In undergrad, a classmate of mine once wrote about how we get bad things we don't deserve, but we also get so many good things we don't deserve. So you know what is life? Before this year, I would sometimes feel resentful that I had to choose gratitude during challenges, and I know I sound like a brat saying that, and that's why I never, well, that's why I felt resentful. Like, I felt like since I was so privileged, I wasn't allowed to recognize that that some days are really hard. Because I was so privileged, I felt like I wasn't allowed to recognize that some days were really hard and really lonely, and I just wish I didn't have to do them alone. Or, like, even the good days. It's bittersweet. There's that quote, a burden shared is a burden halved, so by that math, is a joy shared a joy doubled? So yeah, this year I started allowing myself the honesty to say, this is hard. I really needed help. I'm disappointed. I wish I could have had a hug after that appointment or shared this marvel with someone. We were never meant to live this independently. And the structures of modern society are failing us. And we don't need more convenience, we need more community and institutions that are responsible to the people they serve, not the stock market. But yeah, I think being honest in this way has allowed me to be more present for everything. I don't know what else to say. I'm rambling. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just human nature to want someone to bear witness to all the days. As the narrator, I feel pressured to end this on a positive note, but I don't feel super optimistic. But as they say, hope is a verb. So instead of hopeless, may we feel enraged and be gentle. My test is negative. I can't afford to play tennis in New York. Lol.